everyone, I hope you're doing well today. Today I wanted to share with you this sort of beautiful chocolatey bronzy look. I think that the colors are just fantastic for the fall and winter months. This look was actually inspired by InStyle's photo of Keira Knightley. I'll insert a quick picture of that right now. I just think this look is so beautiful on her. I think that the look is just so glamorous, draws so much attention to the eyes and to the face, and I really think that you will enjoy this tutorial. So grab your makeup brushes and we will go ahead and get started. The very first color that I'm going to be reaching for is Urban Decay's Virgin from the Naked Palette, and it looks like this. It's just a really pretty vanilla-y shade. I feel like you could find this color in your personal collection. I'm going to lay down the Virgin color all over my lids to begin with. We're still going to be applying cream eyeshadow over the top of this. It doesn't have to be dark, it's just laying down an initial base. I feel like everything kind of blends better over the top of that. Okay, so for the base for my eyeshadow, I'm going to be going for, again, the Maybelline 24-Hour Color Tattoo in Bad to the Bronze. And it looks like this. It's sort of like a dark, shimmery, kind of a bronzy, almost it may even be a little on the rose gold side. So I think this is a really pretty color. I'm only going to apply it to my lower lid and extend it just slightly into my crease. It doesn't have to go on perfectly. You can actually do this kind of rough, and you can see that we will blend this later into a more kind of normal shape. Next, I'm just going to be taking my Sedona Lace EB13. This is a travel size brush. I'm just kind of using a windshield wiper motion to just make sure I'm kind of evenly distributing and diffusing that Bad to the Bronze color. Alright, now I have the Bad to the Bronze well distributed and blended out. Now I'm going to be going back into the Naked Palette, and I'm going to be going for the color Half Baked. It is a beautiful gold color. I'm going to be applying that on a flat edge shader brush. This is the Kirkland Signature Series, just a flat shader brush, but if you have a brush similar to this shape, that will work. And I'm just going to pack my shadow onto that brush, and I'm going to apply it only to the lower portion of my eyelids. I'm not going to extend that color into my crease. This is just going to brighten up the lower lid. Next, I'm going back into the Naked Palette, and I'm going to be going for the shade Buck. It's just a nice brown shade, and I'm going to be using that to work on my crease. This is sort of going to be the color that bridges the gap between the other two. And now you're just going to want to use a windshield wiper motion and blend this between your crease and your upper brow bone. Don't take the color too high up because we're going to be using some other shades on top. Periodically check, just kind of look up and make sure that your colors are even on both sides. Sometimes it can be easy to get a little bit carried away, maybe get too high or too low on one side or the other. I think that looks good so far. Alright, now I am going to be getting my MAC 228. It looks like this. And I am going to be reaching for the darkest shade, which is Darkhorse. It is right here. It's going to be a dark, kind of a shimmery brown. It doesn't have glitter in it, but it is a really nice shade, and I'm going to really use this and start getting into the outer portion of my eye, the outer V, and my lower lash line to really kind of smoke that out. I'm just kind of stamping this color along the lower portion of my eye and extending it just slightly into my crease on the edge. It's almost like I'm making a V shape just to darken up that outer area. Alright, before we blend that out, since I have this brush handy, I'm going to go ahead and carry this color down to my lower lash line. I'm going to stop right here. You don't want to extend it past the colored portion or the iris of your eye. Repeat to the other side. Now you're just going to want to go back and you're going to want to take sort of a fluffy brush and you're just going to want to kind of in a windshield wiper motion blend all of your color together on the top. I'm actually going to go in with the shade Naked from the Naked palette. It's just kind of like a light sort of a kind of a beigey tone. Dust off your fluffy brush and dip into the Naked shade and just lightly use that along your brow bone to kind of smooth out the harsh lines between the Bad to the Bronze and the Buck shade that you used. This keeps the top of your brow from looking too stark, in my opinion. All right, now your eyes are pretty much done. We are going to be working on the liner. And for that, I'm going to be using Bobbi Brown's Black Plum ink. It's actually a really nice sort of a plummy brownish shade. Let me see if I can show you that. Can you see that? It's kind of like a plummy brownish burgundy shade. And to apply that, I'm going to be using my Bobbi Brown Ultra Fine Eyeliner brush. And it looks like this. This is a fantastic brush for applying winged liner. It really lets you get close to your lash line. It's kind of a no-fail brush. You can't go wrong when you apply liner with this brush. Another thing I really like about this brush is when you get to the end, all you have to do to finish out your wing is just flip the brush and strike backwards. It's really neat. You really can't go wrong. Can you see I'm coming to the end? I'm just going to apply liner to the back side of the brush and then I just pivot my hand. Instead of going this way, I'm going to pivot my hand back this way and I'm just going to use the end to strike in the opposite direction. And there you go. As you can see, I have lined my upper eyelids and I'm going to go back in with just a fine sort of a round brush. Now you could use a pencil brush if you wanted to. This is the Sephora Professional Rounded Smudge Brush number 12, but pretty much any small kind of tipped brush that'll let you get into small portions of your eyes. I wanted to save this step for last because sometimes you can kind of mess it up when you're doing your eyeliner on the top, but go back into the Half Baked, which was that really pretty sort of goldish bronzy shade. Tap a little bit of that on your brush and you're going to want to just stamp a little bit of that around the inner corner of your eye. Not too much though. You don't want it to be too heavy. That's just going to bring some light to the inner corner of your eyes. Alright, and then as a final step, you're just going to want to take this and tap a little bit of this across the center ball of your eye right here. This is just going to add a little extra highlight and pop of color. That way when you blink, you just kind of see a flash of color. Now I'm going to be doing my tight line and my waterline, and for that I'm going to be using the Stila Smudge Stick Waterproof Eyeliner, and this is in the shade Damsel, but any type of dark brown that you have would be fine. I suppose you could use black, but I really like the way that the brown looks because I'm really trying to stay with brownish colored tones for this eye look. Okay, now you're going to go to your waterline. With the liner in place, I'm going to go ahead and go onto the mascara. Alright, I'm only applying mascara to the outer corner of my lashes. I'm not going to extend it to the inner corner because I really like how it fans out and makes my eyes look wider. I don't want to kind of close it back in again by adding too much darkness to the inner corner of my eyes. In case you're curious to do my brows, I actually use the Clinique Color Search Eyeshadow Trio in Totally Neutral. It's a 3-piece eyeshadow palette, but I think this works great as a highlighter. These two shades, you can see I've hit pan, but you can pretty much mix these two shades to get any type of brow color that you're aiming for. And just to let you know too, this is actually packaged in a rectangular sort of mirrored packaging now, but it is the same 3 shades. I'm just going to take my foundation brush and I'm going to clean up any fallout that I may have underneath from shadow that has fallen. And I find this is just a really quick and easy way to clean up, and of course you're going to clean your brush anyway, so that doesn't really matter. Alright, I'm not going to do highlighter because I feel like the eyes are really bold, and I like having a bold look eye without having too much going on my cheeks. So for my blush, I'm going to be using Tarte Amazonian Clay in the shade Exposed, and it looks like this. I really like this shade because it's neutral and I don't feel like it's overpowering, especially if you're wearing a dramatic eye. I'm going to be using my e.l.f. angled bronzing brush to apply my blush. I really like the shape of this brush because if you're really wanting to get a light application of blush without going overboard, I think this is a fantastic option. I'm just going to put some of the Exposed, and I'm going to be looking in my mirror, and I'm just going to apply it just to the apples of my cheeks, just lightly. It's just a really nice natural shade. I like to carry this up a little bit just for this look because I feel like it continues with the kind of upward angle of my eyes. So you're going to apply to the apples of your cheeks, but only just extend it to your temples, just a slight bit. I feel like it just gives it a nice clean sort of upward line on your makeup, and it really kind of says, look at my eyes. It's not just flat and, you know, just one plane. I really like how it sweeps upwards. I wouldn't recommend doing your blush like this all the time, but I think whenever you wear sort of a smoky look or a heavy eye, this is a fantastic option for your blush, just to carry it up a little bit. Okay, as with everything else, I recommend blend, blend, blend. I'm going to take my Kabuki and I'm just going to do a once over, blending together my blush, my bronzer, and just carrying it around the perimeter of my face to make sure I don't have any kind of segmentation or harsh lines. Kind of just evenly diffuses and distributes everything. I kind of hit my nose, and that way you'll see that the color is just all over and natural, and I don't know, it just evens it out and makes it look really nice. Okay, so for the lips, I'm going to be using my MAC Blankety. It's just a nude shade. It looks just like this. I'm not going to line my lips at all. To top that off, I'm going to be using MAC's Boy Bait. An exact dupe for this color, if you have it, is Buxom's White Russian. That one is a plumping gloss, this one is a plain gloss, but I'm just going to be covering this with Boy Bait, just to add a little bit of kind of shimmer to the lip look. I kind of like just tapping it out with my fingers a little bit. It just helps blend it, get off any of the excess kind of gooiness. Alright, and I'm going to try to scoot back so you can kind of get a feel for the overall look. I think you can see it's just a really pretty sort of smoked out kind of chocolatey colored eye. I think it warms up the face. You saw how it started out, and of course you see how it looks now. I think the blend of the colors and the light is especially stunning. I really like the golds and the chocolates together. I like the heaviness of the liner and also the tight line and the waterline. I think it just makes for a beautiful dramatic look for the face. I think this would be beautiful for any type of holiday parties or even a fall or a winter event that you're invited to. I think it's just kind of like one of those looks that it just exudes kind of confidence and glamour, and it's so easy to pull off. It is no nonsense, and I really think you'll have a great time if you recreate this look. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial and you enjoy this look, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! It's almost turkey time. It's almost turkey time. I'm so ready. What are you looking at, cat? Meow. Meow. Stupid sirens. People cannot drive today. They're just going right and left. The ambulances are just leaving one right after the other. What is wrong with people? Drive straight. Pay attention to the lights. There won't be a problem. My goodness.
This is not working.